Hello and welcome to another gameplay review on the Virkayu gameplay channel, and in this one we have my lovely, beautiful Volibear, and I have a plea for the Riot Balance team. You've taken my bear away. You've taken my Mundo away. Can we please have some buffs? I would love to be able to play the two champions that I've enjoyed in high elo most over the past couple of years. I would just like to play them in a meta that, they're meant to be good. Like, Volibear's meant to be good, right? Ganking, meta sequencing, meta quadrant clearing, meta, spam game bot lane, dive bot lane. I want to dive bottom laners without having to worry if I have damage still because you've taken so much away. I would like to gank the bottom lane without having to go, oh, well, I guess I didn't put 3 points in Q, so I'm slow. Please help us out a little bit because the champion is meant to be a jungler. The pick rate is absolutely piss. And we have here a Sejuani doing a level 2 gank on the top side, as we would have seen if you watched the Sejuani gameplay review on the gameplay channel, which is this channel, on Wednesday. I have too many channels now. I got this channel, I got the main channel for highly edited stuff, and I have the coaching channel for your diamond and below stuff. And of course I have Virkayu.gg where you can go and get your coaching courses and other cool stuff. Now, on the note of Volibear here, obviously we can full clear and go down, and I've updated my Zodiac.gg guides with all the builds for Season 13 that work for me. Hopefully they work for you, and they are good, right? We have the Sheen, we have Ionian, we have Frostfire, we have Iceborne, really, really good. Divine Zundra, still really, really good. I still, listen to me, if you want to fix the bear, if you want to actually have some fun with the bear, still go Titanic, right? Still go your Sheen and your Tiamat. The combination is beautiful. You build it, you build Titanic, and you build it second, and you build, of course, Iceborne or Divine. Those are your kind of flexes. Look at the data. That's a build I invented like 2 years ago now when he was in an equally shit state. But now, of course, the Titanic still does work. Gives us damage, it gives us scaling, it's super, super good. And now, of course, we've done a 5-camp cut here because we saw the Sejuani do this, which means we know she's most likely going to be going down. So we see bottom lane pushing. We don't wait to stop and finish our 6th camp, something I'm talking about in coaching a lot. Finish this, keep yourself going, cut in, advance the clear, and get tempo ahead of the enemy jungler when you want to go for ganks. Rakan goes in, forces the flash. Now we have to flash. And we just about get the guy. How labored did that look for a champion that's meant to be level 3 strong, level 3 potent? Oh, I am furious about the fact that this champion gets nerfed and forgotten. Not to talk about Mundo as well, because I said, there was a few other high-low Mundo jungle mains, like 2, I guess. We said, stop this rework, rework of the rework, because it's going to make him OP. And it did, and then they nerfed him, and I got 42% win, and he's gutted. And they just ignore him. Like, please, nerf Maokai, buff these two. Thank you. And so, of course, now the Sejuani is obviously going to do the level 2 gank top lane, go down to the bottom side, get her 3 camps, get the scuttle, and of course gank the mid lane. Silas will die in return. So Volibear is able to get an assist on the first rotation, which is great. So the champion still is playable. And what I'm talking about very explicitly here is your D2 plus, your D1 plus. Well, that used to mean something. Your Master plus Elo. If you're in Diamond, you will notice the champion has fall off. It doesn't really perform as well as most of the meta champions. But let's not kid ourselves. If you play this properly, you are still getting Diamond. No stress, right? A little bit of stress, but you can definitely do it. It's just he feels like a bit of a tank. He feels like a tank. And that sucks because he was such a strong fighter for us when it was released. Now, this for me is a bit of a... Okay, let's see what happens first. We have Jax. Jax is not good for Volibear. We have the Sejuani basically queuing us. This is what I'm talking about. See, when he was first reworked, I don't care about these situations. I love them because I know I can win them. I know I've got W2 healing. I know I've got good W damage on 1 and 2 proc. I know I've got damage on my Q. I know I've got movement speed to right? Here, I don't think we should be going for this anyway because we know Sejuani crosses mid lane after Crab. So that's, let's see, she did red, blue Grub. She goes to bottom scuttle. She ganks mid lane. She goes up to take the top scuttle. We know they're here. We know they have top trio in the Triumph. Why is Ashe here? Any knowers, any understanders? Well, that is not what we call a good support roam because you just fed everybody. So I wouldn't necessarily want to go make this play. I do want to gank top lane pre-530, to get that pre-6 gank off. I just made a short on that. I think that's a huge way to gank top lane. And then you sequence down again. But if I know everything's open here, the nice thing about Volibear is you can still sequence, right? You can still go boom, boom, boom. Or you can cut in and sequence up to see if something develops whereby you need to rotate. But as you're seeing there, like the fighting is good. The fighting is solid. It's not as OP as it has been in the past. I don't like that we died though. Thank you for doing the 2v1, the one time it happens. Level 6 out of base here. Now, of course, we have boots, double Ruby Crystal. I hate that. I don't like it as an itemization spike. I want Ionian, I want Sheen. I want that carry potential. he just does not have that as much anymore. Sorry to spoil your beans and ruin your toast and leave your milk out of the fridge, but that's the reality of the situation. However, because it's Radiant Virtue meta, and we do like HP, and we do like healing, and we have a nice juicy ult for teamfights, and of course we still do decent damage, it's viable, right? You can use it in heal. Here we go, we hit the Q, we got the E doesn't hit, we do get the shield, and can we save the Cassante? No, he gets a level up, but he dies anyway, level 5. Would you like me to push? Did I ask? Didn't hear no? Okay, I'll push. So we take this wave and we say thumbs up, super good. And the repeat gank on the top lane, how weird, of course, but the one gank on the bottom lane, they seem to be snowballing as well. So RNG Crab on the top side here, we'll go and snack that. Sejuani ganks in the mid lane. Rakan is also rotating, potating. A lot of things going on in this game. 2 points in Q, 2 points in W. Me personally, listen, if you want to farm up a little bit more, if you want to ensure that you're just getting the first sequence and second sequence and getting yourself set up for a level 6 dragon, 3 points in W, off you go, max Q afterwards. If you are someone who's like, listen, I want to spam gank, I'm a psychopath, I just want to be everywhere all the time, max your Q, max your Q. If you just want to do a little bit of gankings early to create tempo for your laners, and then you want a sequence to catch up, 3 points in Q, max your W afterwards. So those are your 3 scenarios that you can basically have. You can also just straight up max a W, but honestly, it just feels not so good. I'm not gonna lie to you. It just doesn't feel good because you can't gap close on anyone, and because of the damage reductions, it just doesn't. I mean, I'm biting people. I'm like, you would have died 18 months ago. Why aren't you dying? And it's because less damage. So obviously the champion is going to be more of a beefy tank, and I think that's unfortunate because he's not a tank, right? He's a fighter tank. Likewise with Mundo, they're meant to do a bit of damage. They don't have the same immense amount of CC that an Ornn has, that a Cassante has, a different class entirely, those two, and to a Sejuani, for example. So, I do think we should have that a little bit more, but as you can see here, we are not useless, right? We're 2-1-2, we're farming okay, but the speed is obviously not super amazing. Sejuani ganks here, 2-1-2. We're up 5 CS to a Sejuani, like 6 CS, not 7 CS to a Sejuani. That's because we pushed top lane, and now she's going to get some back as well. We can easily snack a dragon here, but I see here the Ashe. I was looking at the minimap. Eyes up, F key, click around, all that good stuff. We do have ult here. We should be able to track those sums. We know that they both have them, so if we're going to hit an E over the wall, there we go. Hit the clipping, smash down Godzilla, beautifully done. Hit the W, auto attack, cancel with your W, swish, and we're going to go and take this top side now. So 2 kills there for free. Otherwise, if we didn't get anything there, same CS. We'd probably get a dragon though. So the champion still does its work. HP is always a good resource on us. Obviously, you have the scaling there. It's a nice thing to have, right? Now, in terms of builds, the things I've put in ZOD are the builds I use and trust that they still work. If you're looking to carry with the bear, that's the best way to get it from you. It's like a 13,000 word guide digitized, right? So I'm always updating those things. And the builds are all free. You can just look on the page. So effectively what we're looking at here is the Radiant Virtue build is obviously super good for most tanky people at this particular stage, but I'm of the Iceborne Divine Sundra movement. You can still do the Nash's Tooth with Iceborne Gauntlet, although I wouldn't recommend that unless you're a bit better at Volibear, and of course, snowballing, right? You don't want to be squishy doing that kind of stuff. And then baseline, I have Titanic as well. So thankfully, our bottom lane are taking the lead. We're giving them and actually using it to snowball. Hands up if that's never happened to you before. It would be a lie, but hands up if it doesn't happen that much. There we go. All right, so now this is Sejuani is showing bottom lane again. They're chasing down the Samira plus the Rakan. So we say, hey, let's counter gank through the lane. Can you clear that ward, please? So we're just going to base in the pocket here. Yes, we are, because they want to reset, but I think we could bait something, no? There we go, cancel the base. As she goes in, she hits the ultimate, but it was a little slow. We're going to get the flash Q on the E there. Auto attack cancel with the W again, and then Samir's like, yes, sir! Wait, we're tanking everything. The Ashe ult, the cleanse used. She lives? No way. Like it. Unlucky. You know what? Can I just say that we would have killed Ashe 100% before the nerfs, even if it's not true? Can I just say that? Can I just be irrationally upset? I'm not usually irrationally upset. I go by data. My theory crafting is based upon logical parameters, and if the data suggests it's useless, I dip it and I say, look, I was wrong, right? Not a lot of people, science teacher backgrounds, of course. I would like to be irrationally upset here and just say we would have killed everybody. I even, I did play some games. I played games on my main and I played games on Smurf and I played games on FlexQ. It was much easier to play in this level of MMR range, but why are you, what elo is this? Maybe this isn't Grandmaster after all. He steals our ult and ults out. He's going to go back inside. It's going to get in and out, but we're just going to make sure we ult him. Now we can chase him down. We'll hit the Q before, of course. We canceled the order, but it doesn't really matter. And we get the kill. So 6-1-3 just with HP and, of course, boots of speed. And that means we can go back to base now with 3.2k in pocket. See, this is what I love about Volley, Ionian Sheen, is that you can stay out for immense amounts of time and feel super strong and pretty because, you know, it's a nice itemization to look at, and of course everybody dies, so you look good on your prestige skin. Nasus Jungle, the same thing. On the coaching channel, just did Nasus. On the coaching channel, I just did Nasus Jungle. Platinum, dude. Some good work. Not bad. Not bad at all. And now we have this Sejuani here taking this Grump, getting a must-up activation a little bit behind us. See, this is nice. This has been a nice variety of itemization to show up. I like that now, you know, before we're struggling with Volibear to find damage, to find this mixing and matching of itemization. I really like now that we can have the Radiant Virtue HP. We can look, the Heartsteel build, it's okay. Yeah, it's good for newer Volibears. It can definitely be a snowballing mechanic, but I'm not a huge fan overall. I do put it in and say, listen, try it, see how it feels, see how you feel with that amount of HP. That Ash Arrow hits here, Rakan goes in here, we don't have ultimate, at least we got the stun. See, we're a bit of a stun bot, you know, like you're playing as a tank, and obviously we have a Radiant Virtue. So the Radiant Virtue here, you could mix it in with a Titanic too, right? A lot of HP. And obviously the Titanic helps as well with the Radiant Virtue procs. So you're just getting more healing as well as more damage. And I like the scaling component. It gives me more carry potential. Without it, I don't feel like I can totally carry unless I'm building a Titanic or a Nash's Tooth. You're following my meaning. And I was saving this video for so long to see if something would crop up or if maybe I could get a game in, but unfortunately now with me deciding that I would like to maintain maybe like 15 different channels and a website, it doesn't really happen as much. So here we now have 5 points in Q, 2 points in W. Maybe that point in Q, that W was a mistake, or if you're in a close fight. Okay, Prey, easy now. If you're in a close fight, we don't have ult, so we can't heal. If you're in a close fight, like level 3, and you ding level 4 as you're fighting, and you have a W2 proc coming up on someone, it's good to upgrade that W in mid-fight, just so you can get that added healing and added damage, right? It can change the nature of a fight when you do that. Anyway, I was talking over, so let's look at that Herald play here. They hit it, it doesn't get the kill. Once more does the job. As soon as they take accuracy, you stun at your ult, and we're gonna get the Radiant Virtue proc here. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And now, of course, we can chase people down. That Herald doing its work beautifully, gloriously. No free turrets for people just because they pressed the magic button. And at the same time, important that if you have range to be able to kill that turret, do so. So well played by the entire blue team. Overestimation by the red team, unfortunately. So yeah, that's where we're at. Let's have a look here and see what we're at data-wise. Healing to self 264, healing to allies 518. Rune sets, we're looking at the Transcendence, obviously, in the yeah, you know, like, this is fine. It's fine. I'm not a huge fan. Like, I feel like if you're 99%... I used to have these domination trees, these really wacky domination trees and these resolve trees, and resolve has just been nerfed so much, it just doesn't feel good anymore because we don't have that same power, you know, Vader style in our kits. So the celerity and the water walking will do you justice. Solid, fast, you know, get yourself a good old chem tank. I mean, chem tank is kind of useless, isn't it? Like, you can go Sunfire chem tank plus, let's just say, divine. You can do that. Or even Iceborne if you felt like being really utility-based tanky. But there's just way better items. So I think there's too many legendary tank items with not a lot of real identities. Or the identities are too niche, right? Like Chemtech, magic resist and speed up. Well, what if I want speed up and I don't need the magic resist? Right? And the Sunfire is obviously nice and good. Sejuani's now out of position. We're level 9. She's at 78, where it's like we're doing the same as Sejuani minus the deaths. Like, she's not doing very well. We're going to get the E slow. We get the Q, but she goes over the wall. Unlucky, very close. Dragon is available. Ocean Drake, we will snack that. Thank you so much. Looking for the dives. It honestly just feels as it looks, right? Tank runs around stunning stuff, disrupting stuff, healing stuff, and doing a little bit of damage. And it just doesn't feel as good. Like, you lose that feel of 1v9 that you used to have. And I feel like that's kind of sad because it just gets ignored for so long, and I don't know why. Surely they see this and they're like, we don't want this bear to be just a wet noodle of a Sejuani. Like, if we want to play Sejuani, we'll play Sejuani because she's better at it. There's more CC. Volibear Disruption is obviously still good though. And obviously once we have Flash, and like, like without Chem Tank and without Deadmans, we're not getting there, right? That's so sad. Would we run Ghosts? People are asking that. No, I think the Q Flash is too important. A W2 Flash is very important. Here we go. We're going to ult in, hit our E, hit the R. Well, hit the R, hit the Q, whatever. We use the R to extend our Q timer and, of course, get the stun. So, you know, we still have the pick potential. A little bit of a waste R though in that sense, like you don't need the healing from Radiant in that particular case. And that's my point. When you build Radiant, you want to do the Volibear things, but it's not going to give you true value. Throwing the E out, so if he walks that way, he's going to get slowed in percentage max HP damage. That reduction was also not so fun. We'll get the W2 there, and like, we W2'd and Rakan still gets the kill. We flash over the wall to get this done. Silas has to flash here. Now we hit the E. Now we get the kill with the W. And of course, everybody leaves the situation. So, disruption, tankiness, 719, super good, right? If you're playing with a duo, like if you're playing with a Cassid, and if you're playing with an ADC or a carry top laner, super good. If you're playing with a tank duo and you guys don't really have a hyper carry in your team, you can do this. But eventually you're not going to have as much fun and it's not going to work out as well when the enemy has that much damage and those many carries, right? You're not going to be able to match that overall, in my opinion, at the moment. And if you can, it just doesn't feel as satisfying. And that's the issue. But if you gank, if you farm, if you sequence, if you fight, you can see here we still have pick potential. We're still good, right? The kit is carrying us right now. And that's super, super nice to talk about because... it's Challenger, excuse me. Not even Grandmaster's Challenger. So, you know, when you're talking about the kit carrying you, that means that's a good design champion, a well-designed champion. And I agree. You know, I did Riot Let's released him, and we did a whole podcast on the design, so I know what he was thinking about when he was designing the champion. That was such a cool piece of content to be able to do in 2020. And, you know, it was nice to see and talk about. We lost our blue, obviously. So yeah, I mean, I'm glad the kid is carrying us, and I'm glad we're 719. We now have Anathema's Chain. We see a fight in the mid lane, we see someone get picked, do we rotate, do we do anything about it? Can we? No, yes, no. I would always try in this situation, if it's 100% doomed, I would try and sneak the scuttle and just cut up, take this, cut this, sequence in here, because you don't want to walk into the blind stuff and then get caught here, right? You want to hold and defend as possible, so as soon as you see this and you're like, well, they're dead. Take this, take this, take this. Take whatever you can as you retreat, right? Take whatever you can as you retreat, and then float on back to the mid lane. Hold, don't die. That's a crucial thing, because most people here would be like, do I greed or do I just cut in? Like, you cut in through this pathing and you die, you get caught out as it collapses wide. So always take wide loop, keep distance between yourself and the enemy. Take some camps while you wait for your team to respawn. And of course, we want to finish our Mastaba a little late here for both tanks. But yeah. This is a good one. I like this against comps that have 4 damage threats. The Ashe is really utility based at this point, but you know what I mean. The Jax, the Silas, and the Varus, that will do work for us. Most likely I would use it on the Jax in a typical game when he starts to get super fed. Like, the fights, you're going to be peeling the Jax off of your ADC, so you want to use that as much as possible, because he's most likely going to be hitting you if he can't hit your ADC. If you're the one that's fighting the Silas or the Varus, then likewise, use it on them. Samira rejoins us after her untimely demise with the second item Infinity Edge, because ADCs can't help themselves. Had a game last night. Here we go. Here's a TP. Here's a rotation. Wait, let's see. Cassandra is coming in here. Level 12, level 13 Jax does have that advantage. We are 12 with 2 levels up on the Sejuani now. We did some good gaming on this fighting and those dragons. Now we're being zoned and slowed and annoyed. Herald is activated. We did lose both of those, unfortunately. Silas is taking the Rakan ult, which makes me slightly nervous, to be honest with you. We're going to stun and hit the E on the Sejuani. Maybe we can make the pick here. Remember a time when that would have killed us? Not, whatever. And so we find the person in front of the fight. We stun them, then pick them, force them to disengage. HP advantage is ours. Bad tanking there by the Sejuani, to be honest with you. Jax and Silas are moving on down. We're zoning this a little bit. They're split, so we could look for an engage here with Rakan. I don't know why they are split like this. Why are they split like this? Can anyone answer the question? Why? Why did red team, after Sejuani got chunked, split up like that? Lux's name is, of course, Lux's name. Anyone surprised? Not me. Okay. Varus still mid lane. Dragon is spawning. Let's snack this sucker up. We have here a 1.6k gold lead. Game is kind of standard. Nothing too strange is happening at the moment. Waves pushing here. This will push up a little bit. This is going to give us a bit of an extended vision line, although I don't expect anything to shove other than someone holding it. We'll take this for free. We can collapse on this and shove this. If nothing's happening, we can look back around, or we can shadow here, take this and kill this. We see them here ward this, so we know that this is a threat should we shove bot lane, so we'll just move with our team to the mid lane. Someone's out of position. We don't have flash. Lux ults. I mean, that's fair play, right? You just chuck yeah, that's fair, right? Yeah. They keep buffing that champion. I don't like it because obviously against melees, it's not very fun to play. But they keep buffing it for some reason. I don't know why. What if we're going to be losing our blue side here from Volibear's perspective, right? We see the Sejuani and the Baron, we see everything mid lane, which she have the goal to go and steal our stuff. At this point, we can see she didn't, but in game you would think maybe. If it was a Graves Nidley Kindred, you know that shit's gone long since. And you've got to be worried about the fallback to Baron should we show bot side. So we've got to kind of go mid lane and shut it up. I think you might expect it is actually gone. That's why we're going down. Watch this though, because Sejuani can come from here and here. This is water that's nice. This is a potential counter gank or ganking opportunity, but if we go there, we lose Baron probably 100%. We have flash now, so that should be a dead someone. Ooh, Vera stepped up, Vera stepped up, Vera stepped up. Ashe hits it, but we are still the bear. We ult. The tower does not hit nothing. We flash into, does not hit nothing. That wasn't an English sentence. Maybe we can go for a triple negative next time. Regardless, we have moved into the side position here. We have here Cassandra in the bottom lanes fending off the rest of the team. We have the ult stolen by the Silas from the Bear. He goes in as well. See, we're peeling the Jax, we're peeling the Jax. We hit the Q3 from the Cassante. Our Lux is finally showing up here for the stuns, and now we're going to go front to back and chase down the rest of them who are out of position. So once more, Volibear is still very good. If you're out of position and I pull the trigger, another nice Q3, you will die. I can still flash, I can stun, but if there's no follow-up, and they have Ghost, and they have Heal, and they have Flash, it's not going to be as easy all the time, right? So, nicely done, again. As soon as Vera stepped up, you can tell Volibear main, stop shooting your arrows, Nicolo. I thought it was Nicole for a second. And, you know, as soon as someone steps up out of position, you have the Flash, poof, we're going, you know? So I don't think I really want the Chem Tank at all. I don't think I would ever need to build it. Like, why would I build it of a force? Even Abyssal Mask and certain comps, right, you could afford to build it. We're not taking this very quickly at all. Rakan has once more stolen the, sorry, Silas has stolen the Rakan ultimate. We have the Ashe poking. We need to finish this while Sejuani's not in the picture. Whoosh, that was a little bit too close. They're fighting on the left side here, but we made sure we got it. We're going to make sure we kill so we can turn and peel. Samira has shown up here. E is going to miss, obviously. We have ult in 4, 3, 2, 1, we can go over the wall as we need to. Jax goes into the pit for some particular reason. Unsure at this moment why he decided to do that. Although Jax mains tend to have an ego, we're going to ult nothing because we can. And then, of course, we're going to now hopefully peel and kill everybody. E will hit, that's good. We have the shield, we can keep going. So we have the sustain rolling, we're out of mana. We have no mana. Fall back to this. Fall back to all of this. If you want, reset and go straight to the bottom side. Although, if you have a shit ton of money, we have 2.2. If Dragon's not about to spawn, and I could use the extra gold for itemization completion, and another component that I feel like is really going to help in the fight, then I will stay for this quadrant, reset, and I'll be able to catch up with my team, because they have so many dead members, I can use that gray screen time to ensure it's taken off the map, reset, I'll be trailing here now, but there's nothing that I'm missing, right? That's the key. If I stay for this quadrant to get myself some extra gold to finish my itemization, what else can I do? Now, you know, just to give you an illustration of where we are in life, we've got Knight's Vow. Now, the point of the itemization adaptive nature is that it's good for you to realize when you're not the win con, and Volibears are very good at playing like this. You can be a very good Volibear and win games like this, but you're not going to carry yourself out of silver with this build, so please don't do it. If you're going to go Radiant Virtue, please get Titanic at least, okay? Alright. 2, 2, now 2 and 3. We got the Baron here shoving up. We have ult in 8. See, this is why I like my ultimate hunter tech with the domination tree. The resolve tree. Volibear, I helped. I hit my E. I helped. I'm gaming. When ult the tower, he's like, this is where it's really good, right? When you have a nice team to follow. Like if you're playing Clash and Flex 5s or normal 5s or whatever, and little tournaments in Discord, and you have teams you want to play with, you can still do all of this super good. To use broken English once more. It's how the youth speak, you know? You gotta use the urban vernacular. So, you know, you typically will be able to sequence gank and get yourself fed. But you'll never be the solo win con. Not at the moment. So whatever your ADC is, your mid laner is, go tank, go Radiant Virtue, be the front line, be the diver, be the tower absorber and deactivator, be the Omen Wrecker, and then heal up and reposition again, you know? So percentage damage is obviously something super, super nice. Most tanks have that at this point, but 12. Only 12. Sejuani's a bit out of position here. The Ashe arrow flies wide. We're actually getting a Chem Soul here. We might have to give it. No Cassante. Jax is up with TP 5-6. We have to try for the Lux steal. I think you could go in here, but because we have no way out, I don't know if it's worth it. I think we just need to use the Lux. Yeah, good. little bit of risk assessment, a little bit of restraint. Too late from the Lux. Sejuani guarantees it at 756. No coin flipping there. Now we fall back to the Krugs. Knight's Vow is, there you go. 525 and 161, so. The Bombies, not Bombies, what's this? Bramble Vest and Thormail will do us wonders against the Silas, although doesn't seem like we're really fighting him. With this amount of HP, I mean, there's no Omnivamp on the Rift, on the Eclipse either, right? Jax doesn't have anything lifesteal based at this particular stage. I don't really think maybe we needed that. I know we're going in, I know we're gonna be attacked, and I know we're gonna proc it a little bit, but I don't feel like it's as strong in this particular case, but... Wanted the Sunfire, you could have done that. But you would have had to go earlier, in my opinion. Way earlier, it's kind of useless now. That would have been better overall, actually, because you just... Instead of the Anathemas and the Knight's Vow, you could have done that second, if you're going full tank, right? That into like your magic resist, yada yada. Would have been great, because then you can farm faster, and you were getting in a lot of fights here where we're absorbing a lot. Nice blasting coming for reposition into the dunk. Well played, very nice volleyball play here. We're gonna use our E, we're gonna get the shield, we're gonna get the burn proc there on the Sejuani. We're getting the Radiant Virtue heals as well. We have the Cassandra going in here deep. Now we're just chasing them down. You see, like we're just a big meat shield, healing, HP sustaining, disrupting bear man thing. And that's obviously great, it's super fun, I like playing like this. But I would like to have a bit more damage oriented build so that I can actually carry when my ADC is not human and is more monkey. Which in your cases is probably a lot of people, right? So when you do have, like, let's say you're Plat Diamond, if you do have a win con that's capable and you can recognize this is a good way to play. Like, you can do this stuff. Like, you're still good at this, right? No stress. Do we overstay and die to the timer here? Why do I have a sneaking suspicion? Obviously, I know the length of the game, so like... There we go, trapped under tower. Ashe almost dies. Silas keeps keeping spacing. Varus is gonna be up. Sejuani's up with her ult. We're gonna get chain CC'd, no doubt. Volibear's like, let's leave, but you're the tank, so maybe you should frontline. Everyone turns on the Sejuani, gets baited in for some particular reason. Jax is up, Varus is up. We just had to run away. Damn. Damn. Every time. The greed. The greed. This is the way, my friends. Greed will get you. So, from this, okay, Baron's gonna respawn. They're actually gonna go ahead and take this. So, that overs, like, basically you take the one tower, now dish. Everyone leaves, you snack, you push up, you fall back, whatever you need. Reset, take all the camps and everything you need, fall back, reset. We don't get the Baron there. Jax actually secures it because why not? We just give this up if you're the blue team unless you know you can 100% win this fight with a trail off. Volibear isn't in the fight though, so flex it. Fortunately for us, the red team are completely detached about what they want to do. Like half of them want to leave, half of them want to go in. So if they're going to trade one for everyone else to get out with Baron. So Volibear goes over the wall with the ultimate here. We do not have the flash. We do have our Q, so I think a dead man's here might have been a bit more serviceable than the... Full mail, I mean, maybe I'm talking nonsense. I mean, 958, yeah, I suppose. Like, it's obviously doing work, right? It's obviously going to do work. It's just, I'm thinking out loud because I don't always like to bite randomly or just because one guy is healing. You know what I mean? But obviously the Grievous Wounds buff. Maybe that's the Grievous Wounds buff as well. So, never mind me. Works against the Silas here, doing good work. We don't have any magic resistance. We could do, but we don't. Now they have the Baron, but they overcommit, and we can end this game finally. Yeah. The Demons is definitely more of a damage option. It has no armor, really, so... We're a little bit limited in that space, unless you want Iceborne. So, there you have it. My plea to Riot, please fix my Bear. Give him a bit more damage back, please. Please fix my Mundo, 42% win rate. I don't know why he's like that way. Please. And if those of you who are playing Volibear and love Volibear, if you're playing Divine Sunder, you're playing Iceborne, you're playing Nashes, you're playing Zhonya's, you're doing some kind of damage build with Titanic, you will have no stress winning in this meta, but if you're playing with a bit of tank, Radiant Virtue Gaming, you can do that as well. There are ways to carry the bear. This should show you. Hopefully you enjoyed and learned something. Virkayu, GG, for your coaching, for your courses, for your links, for everything. As always, I will see you all in the next tutorial.